Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Former MSNBC host Joy Reid has a theory as to why many on the right are so angry. Now, most of us, we know why, but very few has had the ability to articulate why as well as Joy. So, Joy recently responded to criticism from Vice President J.D. Vance by explaining why she believes many on the right, and specifically supporters of Donald Trump, your president, react with anger to people like her. She described this anger as a combination of financial motivations among leaders and a deep-seated frustration felt by the base. Key points from the explanation. Monetizing outrage. According to Joy, right-wing media and political leaders actively promote and profit from the outrage felt by their base. She says this keeps the viewers engaged and helps raise money from the dummies. The ungrateful immigrant attack. After Vance accused Joy of being an ungrateful immigrant's daughter, she called the comment a direct threat that fused the anger of armed MAGA supporters. She asserted that Vance was adding her to a group of non-white immigrants demonized by the movement. Racist undertones of gratitude. Oh, we've all heard this oldie but goodie. Joy characterized Vance's suggestion that she show more gratitude as a racist trope used against black people. In her Substack interview, she explained that people like Vance believe black people are given opportunities by white people and therefore owe them gratitude. Unfulfilling political victory. Joy noted that the conservative voters have achieved many of their political goals, such as seeing their preferred candidates appointed to government positions. However, she believes they remain angry because the outcomes are effing awful, and they have to blame someone else rather than admitting they were wrong. And you're gonna love this one, fam. Shifting blame. In a September 2025 Instagram post, Joy highlighted how Trump supporters had achieved their political goals, such as installing allies in government agencies, but were still mad. She argued that they laughed at institutions like the FBI, even though it's their own podcasters and friends who now run them. Joy suggested that instead of taking responsibility, like most responsible people do, they blame others for their problems. And I mean all of their problems. Yeah. And then she started getting into the hierarchical past. Oh, man. Joy, in an interview with BET, said, conservatives want to roll back the clock to an earlier time of racial hierarchy with white men at the top, a society with few business regulations and no income tax. She believes this desire for the past is why they are so serious about their movement, the effects of getting what they wanted. Joy pointed out that MAGA supporters now have the government they wanted, but are unhappy with the results. She argued that they cannot admit they were wrong and instead blame others for problems, from airline issues to the handling of the Department of Justice. Media-fueled rage. The anger is kept alive by right-wing media and leadership for power and financial gain. This keeps the base engaged and serves as a tool for fundraising. A new word for the N-word. Regarding the government shutdown, Joy stated on her podcast that Republicans are intentionally causing issues and then blaming immigrants. She said the term illegals has become the new N-word for Republicans, and that everything from stubbed toes to a bad day is blamed on them. A struggle for popularity. Joy suggested that a part of the anger is driven by the reality that their views are not widely popular and are often labeled as hateful. These comments came after Joy was fired from MSNBC in February 2025 and launched her independent podcast and YouTube show. She stated that her coverage of Donald Trump and the Gaza conflict were factors in her departure. You don't say. Look, fam, independence is the way to go. We used to have a lot more independent journalists out there and media outlets. We owned so much media. In fact, we had our own thing at one point. And then we kind of got bought out, right? They bought up our radio stations, bought up our newspapers. And some of us, we just went to the highest bidder, not understanding the long play. Oh, that long play is something else, man. This is how they control our image. And she is absolutely right about why are they so goddamn angry. I mean, they got the whole thing set up for them. They set up. The whole game is rigged for them. And they're more angry than anybody. They will take a gun and just start killing innocent people for just absolutely no reason, just killing everybody because they lost their job, they lost their girlfriend, or one of those, Charlie Kirk told me that they were the enemy. Donald Trump said they were the enemy. J.D. Vance, he said that they were the enemy. So they must be the reason why I ain't shit. They must be the reason why I don't have a job. They must be the reason why times are hard. They must be the reason why my girlfriend left. They must be the reason why I'm short. They must be the reason why I'm so skinny, why I'm so fat, why I'm unattractive, why I can't drive. They must be the reason why I'm scared of water. It's everybody's fault but theirs. Every problem they have, they blame on somebody else. If you tell me that ain't privilege, yeah. But again, salute to Joy Reid. I mean, she perfectly articulated why these uncivilized mutts are so angry. And let me tell you this, fam, I really don't give a damn if they angry or not. Because as long as they ain't messing with me, they ain't got no problems. Cause man, look, fam, hey, you know what it is. Like, they thrive on intimidation. Now this is shoot fit wear. Some people, you can't please them. They're always angry about something. If you take all of the black people out of this country, you take all of the so-called illegal immigrants out of this country, or the ones who ain't white out of this country, they're going to prey on whites. They're going to prey on other whites, and they're going to blame other whites. They got to have somebody to blame. They got to have somebody to prey on, somebody to rape, somebody to murder, somebody to beat up, somebody to rob, somebody to steal from. Yeah. For some people, fam, that's just the way that they're designed. You cannot help them. You cannot help them. So stop trying to please them. Stop trying to be the best that you can be for them. Be the best you can be for yourself. I mean, at the very least, for your own people. Try to impress your own people first. That's where the coconuts come in to me. Trying to impress other people before you impress your own people. Yeah, where they do that at? What part of the world, what part of civilization has that ever been cool? To try to please a group outside of your own before you please your own people, before you accepted by your own people. Man, get out of here. Joy Reid, salute. No more talk.